Hello and welcome to another episode of Hessy and Maven. I'm Justin.
And I'm a giraffe who has indigestion.
A giraffe?
Yeah.
Giraffe?
Giraffe?
Dude, how have we not talked about this before that you say this word wrong?
I say it one syllableized.
Yeah, wrong. The one syllable is wrong.
It's definitely how most people say it.
False.
I think giraffe is too much.
Too much for who and why?
Everyone.
Raven.
I'm a giraffe.
There you go. You said it right. Giraffe.
Giraffe. I'm a giraffe.
Giraffe. Sometimes you're saying it right and it's two syllables, and sometimes you're saying the word draft but without the T.
That's how it's said. Your cat's gonna bite my toes. I can feel it.
Good. I hope she does. She hates weird grammar.
Grammar is fine.
She's an elitist. I've been working with her on this. Anyway, my name is Justin also, and I'm Laura Dern from Jurassic Park. You probably can't see because my laptop, here, I'll close my laptop slightly. I got a little Jurassic Park name tag going on. No big deal. I think she wears like a tank top under her button down, which I will not, but I am wearing some khakis that are very short, long socks and boots. That's pretty much Laura Dern, baby.
I feel like Laura Dern would be an excellent mom to have.
Oh, I could not agree. Yeah, she'd be
I mean,
great.
no mom's better than our mom, so she'd be a swell aunt.
She'd be a great aunt. Yeah, Laura Dern just seems fun. Seems
kind.
She seems like a good person.
She's the mom from The Fault in Our Stars.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
She's also the teacher from that Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he's a nerd in the Appalachia and he builds a rocket.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not the biggest Jake Gyllenhaal fan.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like he's done nothing has he done something to displease you, or has he just not done anything to like gain your affection?
He hasn't done anything to gain my affection, and I think he might have been a little bit mean to Taylor Swift. So. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to anger the T Swift fans, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
It feels like at a certain point, you know, like if you met somebody and you didn't really know them and they were like, yeah, I've had like 30 boyfriends in the past 5 years and they never work out and they're always me. And at some point, wouldn't you be like, maybe it's you?
Maybe, but I love her so much.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like Taylor Swift a lot.
Yeah.
I just feel...
I'm really rooting for her new romance. I hope that it works out with her and Travis Kelce.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, for whatever reason, I feel like I would implore her to stop dating super rich millionaire white people.
Huh?
Like maybe try a normal person.
I think she's too famous. I don't think she'll ever be able to date anybody normal.
If I were her, I would try.
Yeah.
Like I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like that it's going to be like...
She could probably date like a random like director or something that's not like in the public eye. But
like a voice,
I think like a nobody is probably out of the question for her because everyone knows who she is.
I know. It's not even like not knowing who she is or anything because like...
And people are probably going to try to date her for her money.
Some people, I guess.
Like if you're a normal.
Look, get a prenup. Then there is no
normie.
Money. Then there is no money. Like,
well, not if you're just boyfriend, girlfriend. And you're like, Taylor, I have no money for dinner.
Don't.
So. That's what I mean. That's what would probably happen if she dated a normie.
No. If I was dating Taylor Swift, I'm not hitting up Taylor Swift to pay for all of my things. That's different than like... Than just like, yeah, she makes more money than me. Are you going to be paying for dinners when you know that she's like a millionaire? Depends on the dinner. Yeah. Am I paying at Atelier and the French Laundry? No, maybe not. But I also wouldn't have made those reservations. And that's probably where she wants to go. Yeah. This conversation is leading into me getting frustrated because it's starting to get to a level of me being like, well, then fuck Taylor Swift. Fuck her and her snooty needs.
I don't know if
She
she's
has
snooty.
to
I'm
date
just saying.
rich people because she needs a rich lifestyle. Then maybe she's not the Taylor Swift I thought she was.
I love her. If I was rich, I'd want a rich lifestyle.
If I was rich, I would want a rich lifestyle too. But like, how many celebrities can you go through before you're like, yeah? I mean, she did John Mayer. Some of the people she's dated, I'm just like, bro,
I feel really questionable about John Mayer.
She dated that one dude in that band, that British band.
Oh, I never saw them photographed together, but he's gross looking.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
That, I think, is when it started for me being like, maybe it's her.
He's gross looking.
And I'm totally extrapolating. I don't know Taylor Swift, but enough of this. Let's get back on topic because, number one, we haven't even discussed what we're going to be talking about this episode, so let's get back into it. So, as you know, it's still Halloween month. Raven is a giraffe, and I am Laura Dern. I think her name is Dr. Ellie Sadler in that movie, but I love Laura Dern. And this week's episode, we are going to be talking about Halloween specials on television. Our favorites, in fact. So, you know, every TV show that is like long running or like normally like a TV show in the most traditional sense, aka like if there's only 10 episodes a season on HBO, they might not do a Halloween episode, right? But like The Simpsons and these long running TV shows, they might do a Halloween episode every season. So we just started thinking, you know, we've done a lot of our favorite movies, favorite Halloween movies, especially this month. We do eventually we'll do like favorite action movies, favorite romance movies, whatever, right? But we want to also dip into television. We watch a lot of TV, I feel like. Maybe not a lot, because we watch a lot of we'll rewatch a lot of stuff. But like we watch a decent amount of television, I'd like to think. So what are our favorite Halloween specials? We love Halloween. So if you love a TV show and you love the holiday that they're going to do an episode about, then presumably you'll like this. So we went into it. So we started doing a little bit of research about Halloween specials of different TV shows that we really enjoy. And we're going to talk about our favorite ones. But first, I believe Raven's got a little bit of trivia. Yeah. You can just close that. She lost her chance. Don't worry about it. Bring on the trivia.
Okay.
Our house is chaos today.
Okay.
It's always
This
chaos,
is Halloween TV specials trivia.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Ready? Let me see.
Bring it on. Come on.
Some of them are like too easy.
Also, if you are enjoying our trivia content on TikTok, on YouTube, Instagram, what have you, or on the podcast, because remember, we are on all of the things at Hessy and Maven, one word, or sometimes Hessy and Maven, 3 words. But regardless, send us an email or comment on one of those things, hessyandmaven@gmail.com. Throw us a trivia question. Give us a trivia question with some 3 multiple choice options, one of them being the answer. You can tell us the answer if you want, and then one of us, I'm the one who probably checks the emails, so then I can give that trivia question to Raven. And then I'll give you a shout out. So if you're interested in that, send us an email and give us some trivia questions about movies and television. Bring it on, come on. But without further ado.
Okay.
Raven,
I'll start off with an easy one.
Okay.
What is the Simpsons annual Halloween special called? Treehouse of Horror, Pool Hall of Panic, or Cave of Fright?
Wow.
Bum, bum, bum.
A, Treehouse of Horror.
That is
Did
correct.
you do that?
No.
Oh,
The
wow.
website did it.
That's so funny. Yeah, they're great. They've been doing them for so long. I think the first one was in season 2, technically. Although season 1, I think, had Halloween stuff, but I don't think they called it Treehouse of Horror. I could be completely wrong, but I was doing a little bit of research. So many episodes too, and they do the thing where like one episode of Treehouse of Horror is really like 2 or 3 shorts.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun, and they do a lot of parodies of like everything from the Twilight Zone to different movies and television and stuff like that. It's really, really fun. I'm a big Simpsons fan. Our dad is, and he's just drilled it into our heads. Yeah, I would love to see more Simpsons stuff around his house, but
I remember the poster in the downstairs bathroom of all the Simpsons characters.
I used to love it. I used to try and look at them and really figure out which ones I didn't know,
Yeah.
what episode they were from. And there was only a few.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
I'm ready. Bring it on. Question number 2.
Which character is the first to go missing in Toy Story of Terror? Mr. Potato Head,
Okay.
Jesse, Woody, or Buzz?
Is Woody or Buzz both?
No,
one
there's 4
option?
answers.
Okay. From now on, I need you to do A, B, C, D.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think it is going to be A, Mr. Potato Head. Nailed it.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I've never seen Toy Story of Terror.
Neither have I.
So, very good.
I used my deductive reasoning skills to think that they're probably, you said the first one to go missing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the idea that immediately Woody goes missing is like they wouldn't do that from like a story franchise. Yeah. Disney's trying to make all the money in the world. You're not going to have your star character go missing. So it was like, it's Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, it's an interesting plot. When a flat tire leads Bonnie and her mother to spend the night in a roadside motel, Mr. Potato Head is the first to go missing. The others search for him and soon discover the motel manager's nefarious plot to steal unattended toys and auction them online.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Crazy.
Question 4. Which young resident of Whoville foils the Grinch's plans in the 1992 special Halloween is Grinch Night? A. Jebediah, B. Mariah, C. Euchariah, or D. Hezekiah?
Wow. It feels very Amish. All of these names make me feel very Amish. No offense to the Lancaster communities of the Pennsylvania Dutch or whatever. But okay, not that they would be listening to a podcast anyway, I suppose, unless they're on their Rumspringa. Okay, I think it's going to be Mariah. Damn. Who is it?
Oh, I guess it doesn't tell me until you guess right.
Okay. Oh.
Euchariah.
Euchariah.
A young who,
wow,
with astigmatism, forces the Grinch to abandon his trek and return home without terrorizing Whoville.
Why is it important that they have astigmatism? That's so specific. A young who with astigmatism.
So funny.
Picturing that like in the newspaper. Boy with astigmatism foils the Grinch.
I've never seen that special either.
Children with short-sightedness hailed as heroes all over the world.
Oh my
That's
God,
so
that's really funny.
Do you know one time Mom texted me while I was at home? She was at work, and she texted me, "Hey, what's that?" She said, "What's the name of that thing that young Jewish people do where they leave the community and they go party and stuff, and then maybe they come back?" And I was like, "I think you're talking about Amish people, and it's Rumspringa." And she just wrote back like, "Okay, thanks." And I was like, "Why are you such a rude texter?"
She is a rude texter.
I've never been like just the letter K by more people than just my mom.
Oh yeah.
No one does it as much as her. But
She's
luckily it's at a point where like you almost like that it's not like malicious or something.
No, yeah.
Like she's very
not
being passive aggressive.
Yes.
She's like in the middle of work. Yeah.
Okay, there are 2 more questions.
Bring it on.
Okay. In The Last Halloween, a 1991 TV special, what rare material are the 4 aliens searching for? Kubi, that's answer A. B, Romtu. C, Gleep. Or D, Skuda.
Well, this is hard because I don't know what you're talking about and all those words seem made up. So I'm going to say B, Romtu. Fuck. Gleep. Damn it.
Kubi.
Kubi? Damn. Spell Kubi for me?
Coobi.
Kubi.
The 4 aliens are named Gleep, Ramtu, Skuda, and Bing.
Oh, I should have known. Those were the aliens' names, not the resource that they're here looking for. Come on.
Okay, and this is the final question.
Okay.
Okay. If you get this wrong, you'll disappoint Daddy forever.
Oh, no.
What pair of space aliens appear in the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes? A. Wanda and Cosmo. B. Gonzo and Gazoo.
Okay.
C. Kang and Kodos. Or D. Zim and Zod. Boom, bum, bum, bum.
Thank you. C. Kang and Kubi.
Kang and Kodos. Good job.
Yeah, I knew Kang. The other one sounded really familiar. And then, obviously, Wanda and Cosmo are of a different IP. So that was easy to rule out.
Their names are Kang and Kodos Johnson.
Yeah, they are fun.
That's so funny.
They are fun.
I would have gotten that wrong.
See, they also came up in my research today.
But
of Halloween specials.
Cute. Good job.
Thank you. Okay. Shall we get into it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here we go. My first one.
Mm-hmm.
These are our favorite Halloween specials of television. Okay? So, if it's a TV show and they have an episode that seems to be really focused on Halloween, then it counts. And that's kind of the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my first one is from the TV show Community.
Okay. A show I did not watch.
Yeah, I know that. I know
Okay.
that much for sure. So first, here's what I'm going to tell you. They do a couple, I think, Halloween episodes. There's more than one, but this is like my favorite one at least. And I think it's really funny and silly, and it's just typical Community where it's very fantastical and just like super fun and silly. And I have such fond memories with the show Community, specifically because like I watched Community in college a lot, like when Hulu was just starting and almost everything on Hulu was free, but they only had like 5 TV shows or something. Hulu was like really just starting. I don't even know if it was called Hulu at the time, but I just remember it being Hulu and being like, this is it. And I remember having such fond memories of eating Chinese food with like pork fried rice and crab rangoon and watching Community in my dorm sophomore year living with Josh Rowe and just having it brings up such cozy vibes for me that I love that show. I also am a big fan of Dan Harmon's writing. He's just like the writer and creator of the show. I just think he's really, really funny and clever in terms of writing and stuff like that. Like it's a stupid comedy show, but then the writing is just like done really well and it's just like really smart. So in this episode, the episode is called Epidemiology. Came out in 2010. First of all, very funny, just in the sense that like Joel McHale is in it. And he dresses up like his character is kind of like really pompous. Like, I'm better than everybody at this community college. Like, look at how handsome I am and everything. And he really plays into that. Like, that's his character. And so every year for Halloween, it's just an excuse for him to like pick a good looking person. And then I'll just dress up like them. So he just wore a suit and then carried a soccer ball and was like, I'm David Beckham. I'm like, whatever. And that was really funny. Because then like everybody else does something really intense. And are you familiar with Yvette Nicole Brown?
Sounds familiar.
I don't know if you can see my computer screen.
Yes, from Jake and Josh.
Yes. She is from Jake and Josh. She's in it, and she's dressed up like the fairy godmother from like the good fairy god. No, not fairy godmother. The good
Glinda
witch.
the Good Witch?
Yes. From Wizard of Oz, but the way that she does the costume, it really looks like Miss Piggy. Like it could kind of go either way, and I think some of it has to do with the fact that she's just like a little more curvy, and so then it's just this interesting thing where like you see all of her friends be like, oh, okay, I know what you are, and then she'll be like, I'm the good witch, and they're like, oh yes you are. Of course.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I can't stop seeing it.
Yeah.
But then there's a scene where there's a man, because what happens is, as you know, Chevy Chase is in that show. Chevy Chase, pretty terrible person. It's such a shame when like especially comedians like Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, it just turns out that they're like assholes. They're either like, I mean, it sounds like Bill Murray has like a serious problem, like an actual like alcoholism problem, because all of the stories I've heard about him that are really negative are mainly of him drinking, but some are of him on set and stuff, and it's just a shame. Get some help, buddy. Chevy Chase is even worse in the sense that like he's hyper misogynistic and racist and stuff. But anyway, he's in the show. His character eats some like spoiled meat or something like that and like turns into a zombie. Not really, but like that's it's a Halloween episode, so like they're at a Halloween party at the school and everyone starts turning into zombies and like biting each other and stuff like that, and they have to escape, so it like has some action to it and stuff like that, and it's very, very funny. So then there's this one old man, because it's a community college, so they're all ages, and this old man named Leonard is dressed up like a pumpkin and is like bumping into, and he's already like zombified a little bit, but it's Halloween, so you kind of can't tell until they start biting people. Like you just think everything's a costume, right? Like and he bumps into her and she's like at first she's like, Leonard, please back up, don't touch me like that, I'm a Christian woman. And he bumps her one more time, and then she immediately is like, Leonard, you better back your pumpkin ass up or I'm going to make you into a pie. Oh my God. And it's so funny. I love that show so much. The only other thing I really, really need to show you, two very quick things. Number one is, are you familiar with the dean in that show? Just like in general, you may have seen a clip somewhere. The dean is a bald man, short, glasses, looks very nerdy, but is like hyper, they play it up for the show, is like hyper flamboyant, wears a million costumes, lots of them drag.
Okay.
Like there's an episode where he dresses up like Tina Turner.
Okay.
And it's to celebrate daylight savings time, and he runs into the room where the main characters are studying, and he goes, Tina Turner, the clock's back. Oh, happy daylight savings time. Like any excuse to dress up. Yeah. And this is his costume for, remember, this is 2010. Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. And then Ken Jeong is also in the show, and he plays Ben Chang, who's one of the teachers, often the Spanish teacher, which is very funny. And he dresses up as Michelle Kwan, famous Asian American ice skater. Wow. Kills it. Yeah. So funny. Yeah, it's just a great show. It's just, I genuinely, the writing of the show really makes it funny. That episode's a lot of fun because it's so extra. Like a lot of their shows are a little more subdued, but that show has like a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, it's just always so much fun. Donald Glover, Danny Pudi, Alison Brie, who I think is fucking gorgeous, and then Jillian Jacobs. Yes. Jillian Jacobs from...
Yes.
Very good. So that's...
Whenever I think of the show Community, all I think about is Joel McHale and how he was the host of The Soup.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yes, that is true. That is also true.
Yep.
Okay. Well said.
Very good. Okay, are you ready for mine?
Yes.
Okay. My first one is the episode of the Rugrats called Curse of the Werewolf.
Werewolf?
Yeah.
Amazing. I love the Rugrats.
It's super cute. In the special, according to the rugratsfandom.com, it's been a minute since I've seen this, but when I looked it up and I saw it, I was immediately brought back.
That's what's big. That's how I felt about this Community episode.
And I remembered how much I loved it.
Yeah.
The Rugrats go trick-or-treating for the first time with their families at a local amusement park. Everyone's excited except for Chucky because he's scared. Because Angelica tells them that you turn into whatever your Halloween costume is.
Terrifying.
And their parents dress all the babies up as monsters.
Oh, therefore terrifying. Yeah. I was like, I would love to have been a Power Ranger.
No, yeah. So, like...
To be Laura Dern? You would be a fucking giraffe. Look at you.
I know, I would be. In the photo, Phil and Lil are bats.
Okay.
Tommy is a vampire.
Okay.
Kimmy is a witch, and Chucky is a werewolf.
Oh my gosh. The werewolf.
Which is so freaking cute.
That's so funny.
I miss this show. I really did love it so much.
It's so good.
Angelica gets punished because she eats candy when she's not supposed to.
Typical.
So they don't let her go trick or treating.
Fucking brat.
That's
pretty harsh.
Yeah.
It's like a holiday that comes out once a year. You're gonna be like, never mind, wait till next year. Oh wait, you're 4 going into 5. You're only gonna do Halloween for these, like, a fraction of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to take it away. I'm sorry, unless your kid is like that kid that, remember you sent me the TikTok of Spanish moms reacting to that white kid slapping his mom.
Yeah.
Unless you're that kid, come on.
Yeah.
They ate some candy earlier. They're fucking kids.
I know.
What do you mean, dude?
Yeah.
And that's coming from somebody who doesn't like kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get it, man.
I know.
I don't like kids. Like
some stuff.
And they piss me off over things that are just them being kids.
Yep. I know.
Kids do things that are like the most normal things for kids to do, and I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like outside yelling, and I'm like, why are they yelling?
Yeah.
And it's like, they're kids outside. That's why they're yelling.
Of course they're yelling. Like, when we were little, we were yelling also. So they're at the amusement park, and Angelica is not allowed to trick or treat because she ate her candy. But before leaving, Angelica, who's dressed like a princess, says that because she's a princess, she's the only one who could turn them back into babies. But she'll only do it on one condition, that they give her all their candy.
Angelica's a hustler, dude.
She is a hustler.
So funny.
Lou and Lulu. I can't remember who Lulu is. Is the grandma?
Yeah.
She dies, doesn't she? Because then it's just Lou.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Lulu Pickles. Yeah. Oh, she dates the grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
They get together. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ignore.
Okay.
House noises.
Lou and Lulu watch all the babies. Oh, they have the
frickin'
yes
bullhorn. Why?
Okay. Lou and Lulu watch the babies. They take the kids to a kid-friendly haunted house, which is more cute than scary.
Cute.
Yeah, so that's cute. Oh, so they get a lot of candy. They go to look for Angelica, and then when they find her, she's going into an adult haunted house. So they follow her in, and then they all get super scared. Mm-hmm. And then when they get out, Angelica reveals to them that she lied. And then Tommy is like, well, then we're not giving you our Halloween candy. And she's like, well, I still need it. And and then it says she still wants it, and she confiscates a bag of candy from Chucky, claiming, I took the curse off hair and square.
Amazing.
Which is cute. But then her parents catch her eating Chucky's candy and punish her again by taking her away from the trick-or-treating. In the end, all the babies, even Chucky, like Halloween and make suggestions for what to go as next year. Like a cat, a rabbit, a frog. And then it says which was Phil's idea, since frogs eat bugs.
Amazing.
Yeah. Which of the babies did you relate to the most?
Phil.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not like really.
I was kidding.
Like, I was never eating bugs. Let me be clear. I quickly grew out of fucking around with bugs and mud phase. Mm-hmm. So, not really. But I did have a sister, and we would fight sometimes, so that worked.
Yeah.
I didn't have red hair glasses, so couldn't do that. And I mean, Tommy's great and everything, but I've never really considered myself like leader of the friend group or anything like that. So
yeah. I was Kimmy. I loved her the most, or Susie Carmichael.
Yeah. The two people of color in the show.
Well, they're like the most well behaved, and I was always the most well behaved.
The two people of color in the show.
Okay. And I love them both.
Yeah,
They're
I love them both too, and they are the best ones.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I love the Rugrats. I love Rugrats.
It
all
really
grown up.
is so good.
I love them both.
Yeah.
I really relate to Phil and Lil's mom.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm her a lot of the time. I dress like her.
I get that.
Yeah. Headband, sweatshirt, shorts.
Female power.
Mm-hmm.
Power.
Take everybody down. I like that she like
down.
Is the like strong like one, and their dad with the hair who's like
yeah, kind of like Sideshow Bob hair,
is like so frail and feeble.
Mm-hmm. A feeble young man, old man. That's a great episode.
Yeah, Curse of the Werewolf.
Curse of the Werewolf. I love that so much. Okay. My next one is Modern Family.
Another show I didn't watch.
I love Modern Family.
I know it's popular.
It's another one of those shows. You would laugh. You would like it a lot, I think. Because it's just, the writing is so good. The jokes are so well written. And it's like, and obviously the show is called Modern Family, but it is like a more modern, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like if somehow Friends were still made when it was made, and it was in the way it exactly was, and you had never seen it, and you started Friends today, I don't think it would hit as hard. Okay. Maybe it would still be like, oh, this is pretty good, but I don't think it would hit as hard.
Okay.
Modern Family hits hard. It is so funny. Anyway, the episode is called The Last Halloween. Modern Family is another one of those shows, been on for 11 seasons, I think was their final season, was season 11. The episode is actually called The Last Halloween, and it's because it's their last Halloween episode, of which they've done many. In this episode, we begin with Phil pretending to be sick. Claire opens the blankets and he has an axe sticking out of his chest and he's trying to scare her. And she's like, you can never scare me. You've never been able to scare me. I'm just too good at it. Blah, 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 blah. Remember that. Then they end up going to go see, the plan is to go see Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And Claire's like really excited because she's never seen it before. And Phil, you find out later that Phil, the only reason Phil agrees to see it is because he's seen it before, so he knows where all the jump scares are. But they go to the movie theater and they're like, 2 tickets for, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, please. And the ticket guy's like, oh, that's been sold out for a week or two. Like, we don't have any tickets for that. We do have tickets for this Japanese horror movie though. And this really, really scary Japanese movie. And Phil's like, just how scary and how Japanese. And like, the ticket guy's like, it roughly translates to angry old man babyface. Like murder, blood, babyface. And Claire's like, yes, fantastic. Like, yes, let's go see that. Ooh, I'm so excited. And then of course it cuts a little bit later where they're in the movie theater and Claire is like stone faced, just like eating popcorn, drinking soda, just like enjoying this movie. And Phil is like full convulsing, like so scared. And he's just like yelling. He's like whisper shouting at her, like, what is wrong with you? How are you not scared? You have no heart. And it's just so funny because I have been in relationships like that. I've never been married, but like I've been in relationships like that where the other person loves scary things. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't. But that, I thought that was so funny. Then Gloria, it shows a little flashback where Gloria is talking about how like she wants to do something fun and flirty and young for Halloween and stuff like that with Jay, her husband, who's obviously much older. And she has a little flashback where she's like, something happened recently and it really has been bothering me. And it shows them out to eat. And she's like, they're at a restaurant and they're ordering. And she's like, yeah, I'll have the, Caesar salad. And the waiter goes, and for your husband? And she goes, no, that's my husband. And Jay just goes, that's what he said. And she was like, oh no. Because she's so used to them being like, and your dad?
Yeah.
And so she like finally looks old enough, according to her, she finally looks old enough to date him. So it's just like really playing on her. So she dresses up like Elsa.
Okay.
Right? So she has on a white wig, all white hair. And she goes to a gay Halloween event with Mitch and Cam. She's meeting Mitch and Cam there, who, by the way, they both dress up like Judge Judy.
Oh
and
my
by
God.
that, no, it gets so much better. By that, I mean they're wearing judge's robes and glittering red slippers.
Judy Garland, Judge Judy Garland.
Nailed it.
Excellent.
So cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's Gloria. She's dressed like Elsa, white hair, the blue dress and everything. And like with one of those like sheer like shawls kind of. And she's there and they find out, they see the parents who are supposed to be chaperoning like this party that Lily went to, because Lily's now like 12 or 13 or whatever and went to a Halloween party alone, but it was supposed to be chaperoned by his parents. Well, the parents are at the gay event, so they're like, who's watching the kids? What's going on? You're supposed to be watching the party. And they were like, oh, some older kids showed up, so we figured, fuck it, let's have some freedom. And they left, which is bullshit. No parent would do that. No parent would be like, oh, older kids, you watch our 12-year-olds. Like, absolutely not. That's fucking crazy, but okay. And anyway, Gloria's like, oh, did you check her Insta? And Cameron, they're like, Insta? And she like pulls out a pair of glasses, and they're like so small and like at the edge of her nose, and she's like, yeah, hold on. Oh, there she is. Hold on. Oh yeah, she's with a boy. Look at that. And he's like, that's Richard. I never liked him. I never liked Richard. We need to go. We need to leave right now. And as she's still looking down at the phone, Mitch and Cam leave. So then she is still talking a little bit, and then she looks up and they're gone, and she starts looking around, and then she goes, he's so cold. And she takes the shawl thing and wraps it around herself, and she's still just looking around. And then a really good-looking man dressed as a Boy Scout comes up and is just like, ma'am, are you lost? And she just, my friends left. And he just starts holding her by the arm.
Oh my God.
And she's like this. And then she like kind of like looks at him, looks at herself, and just, get off of me. And she starts walking younger. But it was so funny. Then later in the show, it shows a bunch of clips of like how Phil is trying to sell this one house, and it belongs to this really creepy old lady named Ida May. And it shows clips of Phil and Claire like jogging in the morning, like exercising and just like running by the house. And every time they run by it, Phil is like like runs like this, like blocking his face from the house. And Claire's like, oh my God, Phil, it's not that big of a deal. It's just this old lady. And it is like a very creepy house and all this kind of stuff, whatever. And eventually, for one reason or another, I can't remember the exact reason, but for some reason, Claire has to go into the house and talk to Ida May. I think like Phil mentioned something, or somebody mentioned something that like, hey, Ida May hasn't been answering the door. Like, we're not sure if she's okay. And Claire agrees because everyone else is like, it's so creepy. She's a creepy old lady. She might be a witch. I'm not going in there. And Claire, who's like, I can't be scared by anything, is like, guys, it's just an old lady. So she goes into the house, and she's like creeping into the room, and there's like very creepy, like on a record playing like spooky ass music that's like skipping every once in a while. And she like goes into the room. She's just going, Ida May, Ida May, and like opens the door. And there she is, and she's just like, it's the back of her sitting in a rocking chair looking out the window, and she gets closer and closer, and as she turns the chair around, it's just a skeleton wearing a wig and a thing, and she starts screaming. She screams, and then she turns around, and there's Phil dressed in the same thing, holding like a knife, and he's like, so you can't be scared, can you? And then it cuts back, and Phil's still wearing the costume, and he's doing the confessional with the camera. And he's like, so a year ago, I sold that house to a couple who lives in Brazil, and they're not going to be taking the house, actually living there for a while. So I invented Ida May 11 months ago. And ever since, I've noticed that it was on Claire's running route. So I just casually would notice this little thing. And then sometimes Ida May would make an appearance herself, and it would just show like Phil upstairs in the room, but it's like through curtains, so you can't really see. And he would just wave to her. So like, it's,
oh my God.
She's a real person.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And it was just like 11 months leading up to this. And then he thinks it's going to be this great thing. And Claire is scared, but then immediately starts laughing and goes, oh man, I was so worried that we were going to run out of fun things to do. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, the kids are growing up. They're all either going to college or getting jobs. Like, it's just going to be me and you in the house. Like, I was worried that things might get stale, but game on, mister. And he's like, no, not game on. And it was just,
that's funny.
Anyway, that's my next one.
Very good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. What's your next one?
Okay. My next one is... I only did one, right?
Yeah.
My next one is the episode of SpongeBob called The Graveyard Shift.
Classic.
It's the episode where Mr. Krabs he gets yelled at by a customer because they're not open late and they're closing. And he's like, oh, if I stay open later, you'll give me money. And the customer's like, yeah. So he introduces the graveyard shift and makes Squidward and SpongeBob work overnight. And SpongeBob is thrilled and Squidward hates it. And he invents the story of the hash slinging slasher to make SpongeBob afraid of the nighttime.
Yeah. And
SpongeBob is like, thinks it's like haha at first, but then like starts hearing spooky noises, the lights flicker, and then they see like a guy get off the bus, and he says like part of the story is he's got like a spatula for a hand, and they see like the silhouette of the guy getting off the bus, and he's like hunched over and he's got a spatula for a hand, and SpongeBob like freaks out, and then it ends up being like a guy who wants to like try out for fry cook.
Yeah.
And he's just got long sleeves holding a spatula. He's just like a schlumpy fish. And then they find out that what was flickering the lights was Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Which is just so funny to me.
I know.
That it's
so random.
And then they cut to like black and white real Nosferatu.
I know, and then they like Photoshop it to make him look like he's smiling and like really happy.
Like flickering lights.
It's like they do it like in a very like 50s sitcom way where they're all like Nosferatu, and he's like,
yeah,
and then the show ends. Yeah, I put that down as an honorable mention.
It's not technically Halloween, but it's like
kind of is.
It's like the spooky. Like dark nighttime episode of SpongeBob, and it's so cute and funny, and I love that Nosferatu makes an appearance because it's so random.
It's so good.
But that's my number 3.
Amazing.
It's so cute.
That's a really good one.
SpongeBob has a lot of good Halloween episodes, but that's the one that sticks out in my head the most.
It does have a lot of really good Halloween episodes. The only other one that truly sticks out in my mind is the one where it's like SpongeBob's version of body horror, which they do a couple times, but it's the one where Squidward agrees to watch Gary or something like that, and like in giving him his medication, Squidward and eventually SpongeBob both turn into snails because of the medication accidentally pricking them. That one's really funny.
Do you know, it's not a Halloween episode, but another episode that I like that's spooky when he yells, "Not a floating shopping list!" Because they're holding up a piece of paper with a ghost drawn on it, but on the flip side is a shopping list.
Oh my God.
So funny.
Yeah, they're like, not a shopping. That's the one with Mr. He was number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smitty
Mr. Krabs or somebody's trying to scare him. So he draws it and lowers it down, and it's just like, a shopping list. And he's like, turn it around. And he turns around. A ghost! I'm the ghost of Smitty Werben Manyer Jensen. Or whatever it was. I forget. He was number 1. So stupid.
So funny.
All right.
Okay.
Now, my number 3 is from an old show that unfortunately only made it 1 season, even though it has gained since then. I don't know about how it did when it first came out, but it has gained such sort of a cult following in a way. Freaks and Geeks. made by Judd Apatow. You're such a square.
Never seen it.
Anyway, Freaks and Geeks. Very, very good show. A lot of fun. The episode is called Tricks and Treats. First of all, you have the 3 nerdy kids. One of them is played by John Francis Daly, who plays Sam Whites. And he is like a robot. He like dresses up in cardboard and it's like painted silver. Are you paying attention? What are you doing?
Yes, I'm paying attention.
What are you doing? You texting people?
No.
Playing on your phone.
I'm pulling up my thing for my next thing.
Okay. I feel like I only have half of your attention sometimes.
I'm listening.
All right. John Francis Daly, he becomes a robot. Then you have Martin Starr, who come take a peek at this. Martin Starr.
I've never seen that man before a day in my life.
You are a schlub. Martin Starr, I guess he decides to dress up like his mother. So it just shows him wearing it, and he's like a young teen, really, but he's just like wearing this oversized bra, and he's just going through blouses, and he's just like holding them up in the mirror because it's Halloween. He's dressing up like his mom, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what his mom looks like, but he dresses up like a woman at the very least. And it's just so funny because then he starts looking. He like has a wig on. He like puts lipstick on. He does the little like not biting down, but like putting your lips down on like a tissue. And he's doing the whole thing, and he's looking in the mirror, and then he just starts. I don't know what the connection is because it's been so long since I've seen the episode, but he starts doing like superhero stuff, and he's like, he answers the phone. He's like, "Hello? Yes. No, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Hold on, let me switch to my bionic ear. Hello? Yes, that's much better, but stop screaming. Remember, I have super hearing." And he's just doing all of this while dressed as a woman.
Okay.
With a gray hair wig. And then he's like, there's scenes of he's fully dressed as a woman, and he's just going cha 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 cha, like making the slow-mo effects with his mouth.
Okay.
And he's just like fighting crime, I guess, by himself. I saw a clip of it. It made me laugh so hard.
Okay.
I saw a clip like recently. I've seen this episode. I love Freaks and Geeks. And then you have another one of the nerd characters, played by Sam Levine. Yeah,
another stranger.
Yeah, Raven. I literally can't with you. And he is dressing up like he's trying to do Charlie Chaplin, or is it Chaplin? Chaplin, right? Yeah. Okay. He's trying to go for Charlie Chaplin, and he's in the mirror. He's got black hair already, and he's just doing the little mustache, and he puts the little mustache on, and he just goes, "I'm trying for Chaplin, but I'm only seeing Hitler." So then he does a fuller mustache, and then he grabs like a fake cigar, and he's like one of the Marx Brothers with the glasses. You know what I mean? And he does that, and he's just like, "God, I look like Tom Selleck." Mom! And it's so funny. The whole thing is so funny. But then the episode gets a little serious because at this point of the season, Linda Cardellini's character, you know her, Velma from the Scooby-Doo live action movies? Okay. Oh, somebody you know. Amazing. Anyway, she is sort of falling into the group that James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, Busy Phillips, they're all in. And it's like kind of the bad kids crew. They're probably like not as bad as some kids in the school or something. Like they still go to school, right? So like decent. They're not like doing heroin or something crazy, but they're like definitely like bad kids, a little bit of like delinquent sort of behavior, right? And she's hanging out with them, so she's kind of like just following their lead, and like she wants to impress them and all that kind of shit. And in the process, they're like, "Oh, like we're too cool to dress up. Like that's for babies." And they're like driving around, and they see this kid dressed up like a fucking robot, and they're like, "What a nerd." Hey, what's her name in the show? Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay, chuck an egg at this kid. So Lindsay is like hanging out of a moving vehicle sees this robot kid and fucking hurls an egg. And as she's like literally slow motion, like releasing the egg, her brother in a robot costume turns around.
Oh my God.
And she just decks her brother with eggs. And didn't know that it was him, but unfortunately did it, right? Mm-hmm. So now her brother, who already is a nerd, like, and it has fucking hard enough life.
Yeah.
Now has to go home. She rushes home. And when she gets home, the damage is already done, so to speak, because he's already he's covered in eggs. His mom and dad, who are dressed up also, his dad's like vampire. I forget what the mom is. And they're like cleaning him. And of course, the mom is being like so overly affectionate, like, sweetie baby, oh my God, who could have done this to you?
Our mom.
What is going on? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who did this? Tell me what happened. And the brother and sister make eye contact, and you can see that the sister feels so much guilt, and the brother decides he just stares her dead in the fucking eyes and just goes, some losers did this to me.
Yeah.
And goes to his room, his Halloween is ruined, and he's younger and she's older, and it's it's really, and then she goes into the room to apologize, and he lays into her, and it's really intense, but it's just it's a great scene. Both of them do such a good job acting wise, for kids especially. That kid, the actor John Francis Daly, the only other thing other than really small side character roles, and it was only because I got into it for a little bit. He was in Bones.
Oh,
he was the super smart psychologist character in Bones. Yeah,
interesting.
But it was just a great episode.
Yeah.
Because it has all those really funny moments that I talk about in the beginning, but then it has this really intense scene where you're just like, fuck, dude, of all the kids, first of all, don't hit anybody with eggs, because you could have done that to them, and then they're going home crying. Their night is ruined. They're gonna remember this for the rest of their lives. The time that they were out trick or treating, minding their own business, not bothering anybody, and they got hit with eggs because you don't think Halloween costumes are cool. What a prick, man! And it's just woof, man. What a heavy. It was a good episode.
If you ever hit me with an egg, I would run you over with my car.
Yeah, no, I'd bring your house down.
Okay.
I'll bring your house down. I'll burn your house down. No, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
All right, what's your next one?
My next one is an episode of 30 Rock.
Ooh,
called
doggy.
Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain.
It's the third episode of season 4 of 30 Rock. Whenever I rewatch 30 Rock, I only watch seasons 2 to 5, and then I stop. Similar with Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
In the episode, Jack and Liz Lemon, they go to Kenneth's hometown of Stone Mountain, Georgia, to try to find new talent for the show, a new actor. Oh my god, excuse me. Character who will appeal to middle America.
Yes. The
simple folk is what Jack refers to them as, the whole episode.
Yeah. There's few times that I agree as a person with that character and their opinions.
Yeah.
This is one of those episodes. For a little bit, until there's the part where he's like, I love them. They're great people. Look at them. They don't know any better.
Yeah.
I'm just oh my god.
That's the episode where Liz Lemon gets sick because she eats at a fast food restaurant and she gets a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And she's throwing up in the hotel room, and Jack goes to bring her Pepto-Bismol, but he could only find off-brand Pepto-Bismol, and it's called Bismuth, and she's like, Pepto-Bismuth? Why is everything a little bit different here? She gets up close to talk to him, and she's like, Jack, this is not a good idea. Whatever new middle America actor you're gonna find is not gonna be a good idea. And he just goes, God, Lemon, did you eat the beach? A whale? Brush your teeth. Oh my god, it's so funny. And she's throwing up in the toilet and crying, and he doesn't know how to comfort her, so he just taps her with a broom. I feel that so hard. I can't comfort anybody.
That's so funny.
But it's a Halloween episode because Jenna Maroney, she's worried that this new actor will steal her spotlight, so she tries to befriend the writers, Frank, Toofer, and Lutz. And they only agree to be her friend because Jenna is friends with gay men who go to gay Halloween. And according to the writers, gay Halloween is where hot girls go. And they have like that random woman who works with them who's like young, and I think it's Liz's assistant.
Yeah.
And like beautiful. And she's like, yeah, we're going to gay Halloween. Last year we went and all my friends blacked out and we woke up in a van. It was crazy. And all the writers are like, we need that.
Yeah.
We need it on that. And also Tracy Jordan, he fears for his life because he hears that celebrities tend to die in groups of 3.
Oh, I remember that episode.
There's like 2 people who died, and then he calls Betty White. May she rest in peace. She's still alive in this episode. And he's like, oh, how Betty, how are you? And she's like, are you calling me because of these other 2 people who died? And she's like, I'll outlive you, Tracy Jordan. It's so funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic episode. It's so funny. There's so many funny storylines that happen. Everything with Jenna is hilarious. I love Alec Baldwin in the show. Can't speak for him in real life, but in the show, funny. Yeah, it's one of my favorite 30 Rock episodes.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin gets attacked by that comedian who I can't stand with the puppets.
Oh, God.
Or he attacks, the puppet.
Jeff.
Whatever.
Josh.
I hate him.
Jeff Dunham.
Yes.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
He gives me the same energy that Wheel of Fortune and Blue Ranch Doritos give me. They all provide the same energy.
Blue Ranch Doritos?
Yeah. Is that
Cool Ranch?
Cool Ranch. Cool Ranch Doritos.
Oh my God, dude. What are we talking about? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to my next one.
Yeah.
Okay. My penultimate one is Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny's Halloween special.
Oh, I don't remember this either.
It is a thing that they came out with on TV. It debuted on television and everything like that, but it was essentially just a compilation of a bunch of monster themed episodes. Mm-hmm. Sort of, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It also featured every single episode that featured a character known as Witch Hazel.
Okay.
The green-skinned, rather large witch lady.
Okay. I think I'd have to see a photo.
You would recognize if you knew anything about anything. It makes me sad that I even have to show you this. But
yes.
Okay, good. But yes, this is from that. And it's, like I said, it's just a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. So it's a bunch of different shorts from all different time periods. It starts with one from 1966. It goes to a 1956, 1955, 1960. So they're just like different episodes. Mm-hmm. Any episode that could have fit kind of did. But it has a couple episodes that I really, really do love and I genuinely remember. Mm-hmm. And they sort of lined them up in such a way where it seems like one ongoing story. Do you know what I mean? A little bit. So like, for example, there's an episode called Hyde and Hare, and Bugs meets Dr. Jekyll and eventually comes face to face with Mr. Hyde. Mm-hmm. And then there's other episodes, like the next episode is called Hide and Go Tweet. Okay. And that's the one where Tweety ends up drinking the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, and Sylvester has to encounter both. So it's so funny because Sylvester will be like, "You little fucking bird, like I'm gonna get you," and then like Tweety will start running, he'll start chasing after him, and then he's like, "I'm gonna get you," and then they go behind a door, and then like you see the thing change, and like Tweety like grows to like 6 foot tall and has like an absolute melon head. And like baggy eyes, and and then Sylvester opens the door and is like looking down, and then is like does one of those.
Yeah.
And Tweety just punches him in the face. So fun. A lot of funny stuff with Witch Hazel. She's very funny. She even has like a really quick little moment in Space Jam.
Oh.
The first one. I don't think she is in.
The first one needs a rewatch for me. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. But she's very funny. I like her a lot. I just remember there being times where she's very like bashful. Like there are times where like she'll be like, "I'm a hideous hag," and Bugs will be like, "No, you're beautiful," and she'll just be like, "I really think so." Just like do that very like, "Are you sure?" Like just so cute. And yeah, that one just absolutely kills me. Then there's another episode that truly sticks in my mind. And part of it is because it's a duo that you don't often see. So there's an episode where it's Porky Pig and Sylvester.
Okay.
You don't often see that combo together. Yeah. And then this one's it's just very funny. So the episode's called Claws for Alarm. And then there's another episode called Scaredy Cat. And I think they're kind of similar. Let me quick. Blah, 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 blah. I think they're similar. I don't know. It's confusing. Anyway, Porky Pig and Sylvester are in a hotel, and Porky Pig is trying to get some sleep, but and so is Sylvester. But Sylvester keeps like noticing like strange things happening around the hotel, and it turns out that like the hotel has like a bunch of mice. But the mice are like murderous.
Oh my god!
Like it'll just be like they'll be like sleeping or whatever, and then like you'll see like a bunch of mice like wearing like executioner's masks, like wheeling a giant guillotine into the room. And like every time Sylvester tries to stop them, he accidentally wakes up Porky Pig, and Porky Pig's like, "Come on, Sylvester, I'm trying to get some." And it's just like so funny, like just typical Looney Tunes. I just love Looney Tunes so much that there's just so many monster episodes and stuff like that. I had to do it.
Yeah.
I had to pick it. Cute. I had to put it in there. There's so many other Halloween.
I'm interested to see what your
hijinks.
Number 1 is going to be. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay.
But yeah.
Very good.
Bugs Bunny and the Halloween special.
Halloween. Jesus Ween. Okay. My number 1, are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. If it's not Gilmore Girls, I'm going to be surprised.
Gilmore Girls only has a Halloween episode in like season 6 or 7, and I don't care about it.
Oh, no.
I know. You would think they would have a cute Halloween episode.
You really would.
They don't.
Sherman Palladino. What's
Sherman Palladino.
Amy Sherman Palladino.
She really dropped the ball.
Wow.
They had like fall episodes, like the dance marathon.
Yeah.
And like when they toured Yale. But yeah.
That's a real letdown.
It is.
All right.
My number 1 is Friends. Ooh. The one with the Halloween party.
The one with the Halloween party, yeah.
You remember it?
I remember it. I remember about 50% of it.
Monica is Catwoman.
Yes.
Phoebe is Supergirl.
Yes.
And Rachel does not dress up, I don't think. Ross comes as Spudnik.
Oh God, that's the episode of Spudnik, yeah.
And he's dating Mona, the nurse. She comes as a nurse. And Joey is like, "Oh, slutty nurse." And she's like, "No, just a nurse." And he's like, and it's also the episode where Phoebe runs into Ursula is there, and Phoebe has a crush on Ursula's boyfriend,
Sean Penn.
Is it Sean Penn?
Yeah.
Wow.
I looked that up today.
And he comes dressed as like the universe or a planet or something on his shirt. And he like smacks Phoebe's butt, and she's like, "Oh, that's how we say hello." And he's like, thinks she's Ursula. And Chandler is a giant bunny.
Pink bunny.
Giant pink bunny. Which is funny the whole episode.
I just remember, I remember him coming out of their room.
Yep.
And being like, you could tell he's like very upset about his costume, and she's like, She's like, this is all they had. It was either this or no bunny at all. And he was like, no bunny at all. It always choose no bunny at all if you have the choice.
But it's funny because he still put it on. So he could have not put it on.
Crazy.
And then him and Ross arm wrestle to see who is stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, and they stay locked in an arm wrestle for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ross has to beg that Chandler let him win because he wants to impress Mona. And it's just so funny.
And Mona's who he met at Chandler and Monica's wedding, right?
Yes.
Not the student.
No.
When he dates his own student.
Yes.
Who ends up being the daughter of
Bruce Willis. Who an ex-boyfriend of mine told me I looked like when I wear my hair up.
You look like Bruce Willis? Oh, no.
He said,
honey,
when you wear your hair in a ponytail, you look like Bruce Willis.
This is a friend who said this to you? Because those are fighting words.
My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend?
My ex-boyfriend.
String Bean?
Yeah.
Killed this man.
I know.
Listen here, String Bean. If I ever find you. If I ever find you, I'm gonna burn you.
So funny. What does Liam Neeson say? That everyone says.
Hold on, let me get into character. I have a very particular set of skills. If I find you, I will kill you. Something along those lines.
Yeah. But yeah, he told me that.
What a jackass. Like, fuck that guy.
I think about it every time I hear Bruce Willis.
You just, someone's like, Bruce Willis? And you're just like, yes?
I saw a thing today about Bruce Willis not doing that great. So it's pretty sad.
Boy, way to bring the mood down, Raven. Keep it light.
I'm hoping the best for him. He seems like a nice fellow. He's married to Demi Moore, no?
Yeah.
Demi Moore? That brings up a Seinfeld joke.
I know it does, dude.
I never heard of a semi tractor trailer.
You fuck. Does Seinfeld have any Halloween episodes?
I don't think so. They have like one Christmas episode.
I wonder why that is. Maybe they don't do a ton of... Maybe it's because they think that holiday episodes don't have the rewatchability.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I kind of get it.
They do have a Christmas episode. The one with the race.
Yeah, but there's like so many seasons. How do they not have multiple
You're right.
Christmas episodes? Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, my number one. Favorite TV Halloween special? The Simpsons.
That's right.
Treehouse of Horror.
Is there one in particular, or you just love them?
So here's the deal. Here's what I did. Because it's 3 shorts per episode, I picked 3 different shorts from 3 different episodes.
Oh, okay.
And I will go over them.
Interesting.
So starting at this is like my number 1, but sub that. This will be like number 3 of the best ones. Easy Bake Coven.
Great.
This is season 9, episode 4. It's just a parody of the Salem witch trials and everything like that. Okay. And it's a very Marge centric episode, which I love. And it has to do with her sisters and stuff like that. And just they happen to be witches. I love the sisters. It's just a lot of fun. Patty and Selma.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, Patty.
Yep.
Marge, you gotta leave Homer. He's a piece of shit. Like just a very
so many of my
voices.
Daily customers sound like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love it.
My second one is called Terror at 5.5 Feet.
Okay.
It is season 5, episode 5, and it is a parody of a Twilight Zone episode.
Okay.
And in the Twilight Zone episode, it's actually the actor who helped me out. I knew his name, John Lithgow.
Oh, okay.
John Lithgow is on a plane. It's called like Terror at 10,000 feet or something like that. I don't know how long. Yes. I don't know how high planes are, but it's you've probably heard it parodied before, because I know you've never watched a second of Twilight Zone. But he's on a plane. He looks out the window. There's a weird monster attacking the wing, and he's trying to convince everyone on the plane, there's a monster on the wing. attacking the wing. No one believes him. Every time he tries to show it to somebody, it's not there. Then he opens the window and it's there, and he's like starting to go crazy, and eventually the plane crashes, and it's like the episode ends with like the people who investigate plane crashes are like checking it out, and there's like straight up claw marks and stuff like that. So it was like he was right the whole time.
Is this where there's a colonial woman on the wing comes from?
Yes.
Okay.
Although she adds the colonial woman, that has nothing to do with it.
Right.
But there is something on the wing is from this.
Got it.
So yeah, it's just Bart Simpson on the bus, and he sees a little gremlin attacking the tires and like underneath the bus, and it's the same thing. And I just love
Very
that.
good.
My number one favorite Halloween Treehouse of Horrors episode of all time is actually probably one of the least scary ones.
Okay.
Not that they do a good job of making it so humorous that it's like never that scary, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This one is like you would have to have done way more to make it scary. Even in its natural, the thing that it's parodying isn't even scary. Anyway, it's called The Raven.
Oh.
Season 2, episode 3. One of the first Treehouse of Horrors. It features Homer as a person in their house who is visited by a raven.
Okay.
That is played by, please don't stick those in your ears, who is played by Bart. It's
excellent.
It's like has the head of Bart, but it's all black with like feathers, and it looks like a Bart-headed raven. And it is a straight up, I haven't like looked it up to see if it's 100% a word for word rendition of the Raven, but I think it might be. And it is read by James Earl Jones.
Wow.
Who plays Mufasa and the voice of Darth Vader.
He's a great guy.
Very cool.
Is he still alive?
I believe so, as far as I know.
Hope so.
I'm not even going to look it up because I'm so confident that he's still kicking.
Okay.
But yeah, those are my favorite
Very
Treehouse
good.
of Horrors. There's so many good ones, so many different fun little things. There were a lot of episodes. It was really interesting. There was a lot of episodes where I went down a list of like the top 30, or no, it wasn't that. It was top 10, but then because of the shorts, it ends up being 30 different shorts of the best Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors. And there were one or two that I was like, what about this one? And I was thinking of the one with the telltale heart, which is another Edgar Allan Poe thing. You know, the one where the heart is beating underneath the table and it kind of drives the person crazy, so they end up confessing to the crime. That's not even Treehouse of Horrors. That's just one where Lisa sabotages a girl's science fair project because it's better than hers. And then she admits to it. But that has nothing to do with Treehouse of Horror. And I was like, oh, damn. Okay, never mind.
I love Lisa.
And then there was another one where I remember there being like a girl who's a little bit older who babysits one time, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, and she's a little bit older, and Bart gets a crush on her, and he has like a nightmare dream thing where she rips his heart out, and because of that, I used to think that's got to be a Treehouse of Horror thing.
Oh, yeah.
So gory to tear someone's heart out. Nope, it's not.
Just a regular episode.
Just a regular episode, and I was like, dang, man, what is happening?
Wow.
Because those stuck in my head, obviously. But
very good.
Yeah, Treehouse of Horror, man. The Simpsons have been crushing it. Very, very good. Those are all my favorites.
Simpsons is the one with the character who goes ha ha.
Yes.
Good.
Nelson.
Yes.
And then, if I may, I just have one quick, because you already hit the hash slinging slasher, so I don't have to worry about that for honorable mentions. But I do need to very quickly bring up another honorable mention, and that is Everybody Loves Raymond. Boy, howdy, this episode goes in, folks. It is funny. Didn't make my top 5, but boy, is it good. Everybody Loves Raymond. The episode is called Halloween Candy. Now, here's what happens. It's every sitcom, every like family sitcom that's slightly geared towards adults will have an episode where a male character is forced to experience the dilemma of whether or not to get a vasectomy. Comes up in every single show I've ever seen. This is that episode for Everybody Loves Raymond, because Raymond and Deborah want to have sex. They don't have any condoms. Deborah's not on birth control at this moment. So she's like, you know what? We wouldn't have to worry about this if you just got a vasectomy. We already have our 3 kids. We don't need any more kids. Just get a vasectomy. And he talks about it with the guys. They don't know what to do. And eventually he decides, I'm not doing it. So then he goes out and he buys a huge box of colored condoms. And he like hides it in the kitchen, whatever, right? Meanwhile, Frank, while Deborah and Ray are out, Frank comes over, the grandpa, comes over to watch the kids and to do the trick-or-treating when people come to the door. And he's dressed up like Frankenstein. Fun behind the scenes. He actually plays young Frankenstein in Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein with the guy who plays Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder. So just a fun thing. So when he's dressing up as Frankenstein, it's like this nod back to an earlier role that he had, which I thought was really cool. And then what happens is when the kids come, eventually he runs out of candy. So he runs into the kitchen and he grabs out of the cabinet what he thinks are chocolate covered coins, but they are not. They are condoms. And he starts handing out condoms to children. And it is very embarrassing for Ray and Deborah. And it's just a funny episode. Any questions?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, am I being rude? Am I interrupting an important, insightful, well thought out question? No, you're not. It's just Raven going, wow. You dingbat.
That's all I wanted to say.
I bet. All right, folks. Well, that is our second to the last Halloween episode. We have one more. Ideally, we're going to have each of us make each other watch a movie and then do a little critique and a little bit of a this movie versus that movie review. But we'll see if we have the time because we are busy this month. Anyway, gang, remember, follow us on all of the things. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Hessy and Maven, one word. We have a podcast. It's available everywhere you listen to podcasts. Any app, guaranteed we're on there. And by guaranteed, there's just a little asterisk there because there's 1 or 2 places we're probably not because there's like 30 different fucking places and it's incredible. Then also we have an email address, hessyandmaven@gmail.com. Send us trivia questions. I don't want this naked baby in my room, Raven. It's so gross.
You put him in your plant.
To be clear, it's a little figurine of what
It's
are they
Sunny
called?
Angel.
They're called Sunny Angels.
He was in your plant.
I know I put it there knowing that you were going to see it because I thought it would be a funny little moment, and it was. But also, take him with you, please.
He's dressed as an eggplant.
Not even a good vegetable. Feeling so many emotions.
I have to go clean my room and play Super Mario Wonder.
That was crazy. Okay, that was such a wild look. You look like a possum. That's too much things to look at. Or those videos of like a red panda who gets startled. That's what you looked like. Okay, fun. I can't wait to go downstairs and ask Mom and Kate how they pronounce that animal.
Okay.
Giraffe. It is too. I cannot fucking believe that you're actually gonna sit here and argue with me over how many syllables it was. Madness. Absolute madness, people. Well, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hessy and Maven. Tune in next time where we'll talk about something else.
Bye.